Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Kirana Sharifaini from 11 Science 2. Today, I will retell my story that is titled Everything Has Its Own Time. One day, there was one guy who embarked on a journey to see how the world works. He ventured town to town, tirelessly just to meet and spark a dialogue with other people. He traveled for months before he was at the end of the weeks. At last, he gave in to the temptation to search for a week of accommodation. This was the longest time he stayed in one town, so he felt more curious about this town. He asked people where can he stay for the week, and most of them let him to this inn. There, he saw an alluring woman with a pair of eyes that could illuminate the entire city. Her beauty is just like an illusion, something that you will not believe exists before you see them with your own eyes. The guy averted his eyes to the ground immediately after the woman noticed his existence. Nice to meet you, sir. Is there anything that I could help you with? Nice to meet you. I want to book a room for the week, please, said the guy stammering. The woman looked at him ludicrously, but still take the order. Okay, sir. On behalf of whom? The guy felt wary because every time anyone asked for his name, every kind of malice will emerge, even if he didn't intend to cause it. Like he said, he was an epitome of unluckiness. He said then, "My name is Ihsan Abdullah." He replied reluctantly with a lie, as he didn't want the woman to recognize him from his name. Okay, sir, the total will be 500 lira. As he reached into his pocket, he asked the lady, if it's alright with you, may I ask what your name is, ma'am? As surprised as he was, she answered, Ice Yesenia. You can call me Ice. The man then went into his room and contemplating if the meeting was a destiny. He loathed himself for thinking like that, because there will be no one that can accept him if they knew who he really was. All of it still felt lucidly in his mind. He was only a teenager when he first felt how the bagel felt like. It was a bitter experience when he was ostracized that he didn't want to remember at all. It started when he was still a naive novice in business who dreamed of wealth beyond average. He was an opportunist who didn't hesitate to provoke others or even acting arrogantly, so his potential business partner will retort with giving their consent to his business proposal. Everything was going smoothly in accordance with his plan, until he met a girl named Sarila Nuri. Sarila Nuri was a misanthrope mercenary who came from the urban civilization, who advocated for a bloodshed war. The reason for that was because she wanted to have a revenge on the next city because they were the ones who killed his entire family. She was the opposite of him, who was a pacifist. So when he met her, he knew that he should support her with his all might, so he decided to embrace business as a vocation to boost her morale. He thought, what could go wrong? The first year went as impeccable as it can until a drastic event took place. Somehow, he has a superstition that one day his erotic partner named Saka Zuhair will be misguided to exploit the sentiment that he was facilitated. However, he didn't speculate that it will be so soon. So when Saka went to apologize, he was lenient about it and didn't blame him. Afterwards, Saka tried to blend in and endeavored to gain trust again, but as he talked, it was hard. He made Saka vow to be truthful and ignore the trivial things that the others were saying. However, it only agitated him more. The guy then unnoticeably made an adverse event that connected to the downfall of Sarilan Ray, the mercenary. Even though the event was entirely no one's fault, he was made a scapegoat by those around him. They didn't even have any tangible proofs or even verify them, but they already shown disdain and apathy to him. His business then went bankrupt and made him live a frugal life because now his wealth is finite. After his agony and devastation, he then decided to went on a journey and hide his name, Ardan Kamar. After the endless night, Ardan then went down to meet with Aisy Senya. How are you doing, Isan? Were you having a good night's sleep? I showed her dismay face. Not really, but when I see your face, everything becomes fine. Then, he didn't realize that everything in life has its ups and downs. So he let out all those negative emotions fly and let them go. That was the end of my story. Thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.